What are my different little features right here? Let me see. No, that's mute. What's this do? Okay. What's this do? This one mic. Oh, to create a short. Oh, that's dope. I can create a short from going live on YouTube. It's warm out here. Burger King himself. What up, GS? How you doing, man? It is warm. What's up, Irony? Good to see you. I see you. I see you. What's up, babe? Good to see you. I am perusing down the street. What's up, number 7? Raymond, Sacramento, California. Good afternoon. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. If you could talk to somebody about the heat in Sacramento, though, Raymond, it's a little warm, homie. It's a little warm. I'm just coming from Reno, and it's an adjustment. What was it, like 80, 82, something like that? So I'm experimenting with what the reception is like walking around. It used to be bad. You know, it used to be bad, but that was some years ago. I'm freezing in Nevada. Yeah, that's... I can warm you up, I said. Hey, so, Solid Behind Blue Eyes. Hey, good to see you. Pelican Bay State Prison Hunger Striker. That's the channel you guys should follow. Strongly encourage you to. That's Two Scoops and his wife, Miss D. Great content if you're interested in what's going on in the California Department of Corrections today. And so, yeah, you guys got to let me know if it starts to freeze or anything else. I was in Vacaville last week, and they said it was going to be super hot in Sac. It's getting there. Right here, trucking from San to Davenport. Davenport, isn't that like Iowa or something? That's a stretch. Hey, so it's my daughter's birthday today. It is Kayla's birthday, 4/14/08. It was the day that I became a father. Forever changed my life, man. I mentioned it briefly in a video I did earlier. I don't know if you guys saw it. Not a lot of people did. That's okay. Some of this is me playing catch up with things that have... thank you. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, babe. Some of this is playing catch up. Like this week is kind of playing catch up with topics that have been talked about a bit already, but that I have an opinion on that I don't feel like has been shared very much, right? And so, what's up, Drunken Chef? Good to see you, homie. And so, so that's part of what I'm doing, right? And so, it's like new perspective, but in some ways, kind of old topics, like Cesar Hernandez and him getting almost popped down there in Mexico. I don't feel like people have. What's up, Liliana? I don't feel like people maybe have the full picture on that. I'll be very surprised if that dude survives to see May, right? And not because of the police. Bombardiro, Cocodrillo, that's a lot right there, Clickmaster Live. I don't know. I can't pronounce all that. Bradley Gonzalez, salud, good to see you. But I wanted to take a minute. Let me see if I could cop a squat right here in the shade. It is also Xavier's birthday. Yeah, it's the grandson's birthday. Shout out to Xavier. Happy birthday to him. And I wanted to talk a little bit about parenting, right? And parenting in the context, like in general, but also in the context of gangs, right? You're not gonna put your cash app on my channel. No. That ain't what we do over here, my guy. These vertical lives be attracting some characters. So, a few things I've been thinking of, right? For one, I can't imagine being in prison as a parent. I really can't. Get email, baby. What is that? I can't imagine being incarcerated as a parent. Thankfully, I had all of my kids when I came home from prison, right? I didn't have any kids when I went to prison. And I love being a parent, but parents, uh, I mean, kids, not parents, kids spell love Time, right? Not Love. It's time. You have to spend time with them. And when you're incarcerated, you miss that, of course, obviously. But kids are also resilient, and you have to earn your way into their lives. You're not entitled to it just by virtue of your status as their mother or their father, but they are open to you doing that, you know? Uh, and I would encourage folks to not let your own guilt get in the way of being the parent that your kids need. Shout out Berlin, Germany. They do grow so fast. Man, do they. Uh, my son asks all the time, right? Not all the time, but asks often. Something similar to what Vanilla Gorilla's asking right here, which is a hell of a name. But my son's like, "Hey, Dad, what gang were you in?" Right? My kids know that I was in prison. You guys make sure you hit the likes button too. Here, I'm double tap the screen myself. Uh, my kids ask my son in particular, "What gang were you in, Dad? What gang were you in?" And I wear a fair amount of red to this day, and I know that it's a color I enjoy. I wear blue sometimes too, and I laugh because I'm a Bay Area cat, right? And if you're from the Bay Area, you know that blood crip stuff don't really exist as much in the Bay Area as it does everywhere else. But my son's been raised in Sacramento, where the whole blood crip thing is very much alive, and it's funny because uh, he's like, "Man, were you a blood?" I was like, "Boy, you better knock it off." Shout out to all the bloods, shout out to everybody, right? So it's not personal, but I'm like, "Man, you really got that Sacramento in you now, huh?" But my son asked me, right, what'd you claim? And I don't answer. I don't answer because it's not relevant to his life. He's also a teenager, and he's getting ready to end his middle school time and move on to high school, and he has a diverse group of friends, and those friends have former, uh, those friends have their own family dynamics and that kind of stuff. It is what it is. But for me, like I said, it's not relevant to my parenting, so I'm not going to tell you, right? And it's not because it's a secret or I hide it. If you follow my channel, you know. Uh, I never wanted. I was always scared of my kids even knowing that I had been to prison. And quick little story of how they found out. Because my daughter was born, well, about 8 months after I got off parole from getting out of prison. For those that don't know, I was incarcerated for attempted murder at 19 years old. I paroled December 9th, 2005 from the Pelican Bay Shoot Program, and I've never been back to prison since. I was validated as a prison gang member. I was a street gang member before that. I'm not a gang member now. Uh, so, like I said, they don't know that life, right? They know me working in the hood. They know gang members being all through the house. They know all that, but they don't know me being affiliated because I'm not, and they've never known me to be. And I was nervous about my kids. What's up, C-Dub? Good to see you. What's up, Hernan? Bradley Gonzalez, former convicted fellow from LA. Bro, I get it. I love the color red, the blood of Christ. Hey, salute. Prayers to you and yours, homie. Uh, hello, weird white man on the internet. You looking in the mirror or what? What's up, Alfred? So, I was nervous about them knowing I've been incarcerated because of the stigma. I didn't want their friends to make fun of them, especially once we moved out here. I didn't want their friends to make fun of them. I was nervous that their friends' parents would have something to say. It's, oh, you can't go to his house because look at him, he's got all those tattoos, or we Googled him and this is what we see, or whatever the case may be. And so I was nervous about that. But I knew they'd find out eventually, you know? And one day I'm in the living room and I'm talking to a lawyer because I was doing legal work, legal defense work, particularly as it related to gang cases in the state and federal system of immigration court. And so I was like, hey, apparently I was on the phone, and when I'm on the phone, I pace, right? Uh, I pace around. I don't stand still on the phone. I don't sit still. It's just what I do. I pace when I think too, right? It helps. And so I was pacing. I'm trying not to pace so much now because I don't want to hit spots where the reception is bad, but we'll see. Uh, but so I was pacing, and she overheard me say something about being in prison. And she asked her mom, that's back when we were married, she asked her mom uh, about that, right? About, "Hey, Dad been in prison?" And she was like, conversation for him, right? That's on him to talk about. And so I was confronted with it, and I talked to her, and my kids were very surprised. Uh, but they took it in stride. And my son was young, you know? So I don't even think he really was able to conceptualize it. But now he does. And he's like, man, my dad's a convict. My dad been to the pen. My dad, but I don't want him to fill in those blanks. I have no interest in my kids thinking that their dad was a big homie, or I ran with these fools, or I was known for this, or like, no. Know that I'm there for your swim tournament. Know that I love you. Know that when you smell them, I'll buy you deodorant, right? Like, know that I love you, and that I wouldn't do anything to jeopardize my time with you or you. And what up, Drew? Shout out to the east side. I see you, homie. Uh, and so I would suggest other parents. I'm not saying I have all the answers, right? But I would suggest other parents maybe take heed to that. Like, your kids don't need to know who you were in the street, and they might hear little stuff here and there. Let them hear it from other people. They don't need to hear it from you. You know, because there's no way to really tell them, especially when they're teenagers, without sounding like you're proud of it. Even if you don't want to sound like you're proud of it. Even if you're trying to diminish it, or hey, you don't want to be about this because this is what could happen, or look what happened to me, or like, you can say all the right stuff, but they're kids. They're not gonna hear it. What they're gonna hear is, oh, my dad was a gangster. That no. That's it's just, I don't know. That's a suggestion for me. Um, Something I've experienced with my kids. But then also the other point I want to make, and I was talking to a homeboy of mine a while back. We watched these rap videos, right? And I seen a rap video, and there was a kid sitting in the front seat, and he was wearing a red shirt, and he was throwing up a gang sign. The kid didn't even know he was throwing up a gang sign. He's too little to know any better, right? And I'm like, where's his dad? You know? What's up, Breaking the Cycle with Slugs? That's another good channel. Check them out. The Devil, I have your email, and I have half of it replied to, bro. I got you. So they, his kid's in there twisting his hands up, looking like me, right? Like he got arthritis. What's up, Mr. Lopez? Man, it's so cool to put funny looking tattoos on your face. Like, man, it's so cool to put funny looking tattoos on your face. Like, I'm trying to do that. And I'm trying to be one of the guys. And where are the parents? Lost you. Somebody let me know if I'm back. I think I am. No, it's not your internet. It's not your internet. I should be back, but I just need a comment to let me know for sure. You're back. Okay, thank you, Major League Villains. All right, so I'm gonna stand right here. That's it. I'll post it right here. But so the thing is, where are the adults in these kids' lives, and even these teenagers? Hey, you got little bars, you make a little music, and this is especially true, I think, in the brown community in northern Southern California, and in the black community, right? But across the board, is don't walk under a tree. I got you. I'm gonna stay right here, standing in the sun, beating. Whoa, it's hot out here. Hey, but you know what? I could be sitting in the shell, and I'm not, so I ain't mad. Uh, Chill, Will, I see you. So, where are the adults that are like, nah, fool, I see you rapping, and you're good at it, but I'm not gonna let you hang out with all these dudes that are dressed this way. I'm not gonna let this 45-year-old dude that just got out of doing 20-something years in prison come over here and be your big homie. No, that's not gonna happen. I'm your big homie because I'm your parent, or I'm your uncle, or I'm whoever. And no, you're not just gonna make songs about dissing hoods that don't even exist and doing all this shit. Like, that's, hey, your connection is faulty. You can't hear but 20% of what you say. Is that right, white chocolate? My bad. Let me try to hold it like this. But so, it's, you have to be active in your kids' life, right? And I think a lot of us that grew up in the hood, your voice is going in and out of, yeah. I have to kill this. You're good now, okay. I think a lot of us that have been involved in a lifestyle, whether it's gangs or drugs or violence or whatever the case may be, white, black, brown, Asian, Polynesian, right? Uh, Sometimes it's like we feel guilty or we feel like hypocrites to get at the young people that are in our life. Like, man, I'm not going to tell them nothing because when I was young, I wouldn't listen to anybody. Okay, but did you have somebody like you when you were young that was trying to get in your ear? Probably not. I didn't. I didn't. I mean, I had drug addicts telling me to behave myself, but come on now, that's okay. As you play with your elbow, the fuck out of here. It's if you don't raise your kids, the streets will. You know what I mean? If you don't be involved, somebody's going to be involved in your kids' life. Somebody is going to mentor your child. Somebody is going to parent your child. And if you choose to not accept that responsibility, understand that you're forcing them to find somebody else. Because kids need to be raised. They have to. It's not, it's the way the world is set up. Right? I'm an Elk Grove, Chevy Lowrider. It's the way the world is set up. It's the way things work here. And so don't. What's up, Sound Blue? Good to see you. Omer X. I see everybody. I appreciate you guys. Chuck, what's going on? Yes, sir. So just be present. And no matter what you've done, look, I moved out of state for 2 years. Right? And I needed to. I needed to for a lot of different reasons. Not because my safety from YouTube or whatever else people have to say. But I had to move for a few different reasons, right? But I stayed in touch with my kids. I stayed on the phone with them. I had hours-long conversations. I came back down here, right? And if they were like, hey, Dad, pull up to this, I pulled up to it. I found a way. That relationship maintained. And the same can be true for you, right? I feel like I'm privileged and I'm honored because I have the kids that I have, but I expect for you to feel the same way about the kids that you have. And if you don't have kids, who are the kids in your circle? We all have a circle of influence. We got young people that we work with at the factory, or we got the youngster that we always see walking down the stairs at the apartments and man, what's up, homie? What's up, OG? Like, we all have that person. We have nephews. We have people at parties that we go to, like family parties, whatever. And don't abandon your obligation to them. It's not, you don't need to. We get so self-conscious and we feel so guilty for all the shady shit that we've done that we create an environment where there's a next generation of people that are going to do that same shady shit too. And it's just not necessary. But we look around like, man, who's going to change this? Why do these kids act this way? Why does this happen? You, motherfucker, you're the reason why this shit happens. Like, and me, and I'm not just saying you, but we are why it happens. Our generation is why it happens. So if you want it to change, be involved. And Risk your own ego. Because some of these youngsters are going to shut you down. Some of them are going to be like, man, I'm not trying to hear that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Right? Man, I got time for this. Look at this old dude. Some are going to do that. And some are going to say that. And that's fine. They're making choices. But you're giving them options. And I've had young people that I've seen in juvenile hall that was like, man, I ain't even coming out to cell to listen to this dude. And I've seen those same young people standing by the yellow tape when their loved one is laying there dead in the street. Hey, bro, can you pray for me? Hey, bro, what the fuck? Man. Next door, I'm sitting at the house with them and their family, and we're having a conversation. Some of those people went on to college. Some of those people are sitting in prison right now. Like, a lot of them are somewhere in between. So it varies. It's not a great investment in terms of the numbers game. If you want to put in 1 hour of effort and change 5 lives, yeah, good luck. That ain't going to happen. That's not real life. But it's a process. It's a journey. Think of the people that planted seeds in your life that maybe didn't grow until later, whether they're good seeds or bad seeds. For folks that have drug issues, think of the first time you saw somebody use drugs versus the first time you did it. But that seed was planted when you saw it. Think of the first time for gangbanging that you seen a homeboy. You didn't start banging right then, but the seed was planted. It manifested later. Now think of the person that told you that you were valuable and you were important. That probably happened at some point younger in your life, but they were the only one that said it, so it got drowned out in the vacuum of all the bullshit. And now when you look back, you're like, man, I had that one teacher in the 2nd grade that was hella cool. I should have listened to her. Because it's always a her, right? Most teachers are hers. But, so that's what life is. It's planting seeds. And sometimes you get to watch it grow, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you see the fruit of it, sometimes you don't. But if you're doing good work and you're putting good effort, then you know that if anything comes from it, it'll be something good. And sometimes seeds die off. Sometimes you water a seed, you put plant food on a seed, you do your best, and the seed just doesn't produce. It's sad, but it happens. But it's not for lack of effort. We gotta stop letting these youngsters get caught up in this bullshit. Like, gangbanging died out for a while. When I came home from prison, people weren't really trying to bang. People were about trying to get money. But now all of a sudden, everybody wants to be a gangster again. And look at what's happening, and the consequences are huge. And how can us, as a generation of old washed up gang members, right, former gang members, sit by and watch a new generation of gang members grow up? No, I'm cool. It's not gonna happen. And we all have a role to play. You don't have to go work for a nonprofit. You don't have to go stand on a street corner with a sign. That's just lame anyways. You don't have to do all that. It's just be honest. And again, make yourself vulnerable, which we're not used to doing. We're used to being tough guys. We're not vulnerable. Kids need you to be vulnerable. I'm vulnerable to my kids. I apologize to my kids when I fuck up. I tell them that I'm sorry. I have conversations with them about my observations. I tell them, like, I don't want you to be scared of me. I want you to trust me. And those are two very different things. And by the grace of God, it was some hard work and the benefit of just who they are, that's manifested. And now I got a 17-year-old daughter, and I got other kids too, but every effort was made for her to not be able to see me today. And she's like, no, I'm going to go see Dad. So she should be pulling up at the apartments anytime. And because she knows how important it is for me to see her, and it's important for her to see me. So it doesn't matter that it's not my day for visiting with her. It's her. She's grown, almost. She ain't really grown, she's 17. But she has a voice, and she uses it. Catch up in these comments a little bit. Ephesians 2:8. For by the grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not of yourselves, it is a gift of God. Amen to that. I love that. That's why I speak your heart, and those who have ears to hear will listen. Amen to that. I appreciate you. We don't want no life lesson. I know. That's okay. You don't want it now. I feel like a lot of rap is what's glamorizing gangbang right now, especially it is. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of it, but young minds are easily influenced the wrong way. It is. Because half these dudes out here rapping feel like to get on, they have to play that role, right? It's, so I'm out here in Sacramento. If you're a young Latino dude and you're rapping out here, the representation is, hey, where you from? What hood you from? Let me see videos with you and all your homeboys and all you guys dress the same, like you're going to the same costume party, and how you knock down the ops and you do all this and you do all that. A lot of these dudes ain't doing that, but they want to rap. So they rap like they're doing that. But you rap like you're doing that, you're going to get in a position to actually do that, and then what happens? You wind up going to jail, because that's what happens. It's just a mess all the way around. But anyways, like I said, man, happy birthday to my daughter. I'm thankful to be a father, man. I'm thankful to be a father. It's the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. And yeah, I just thought I'd come on here and share that. I did a video earlier today about Cain Velasquez and all the people lying about him and what he's doing. And said that's a similar vein of like that gang shit. It's all gang. What gang is Cain running with? Is he PC? Is he this? Don't knock it the fuck off. Dude's a world famous athlete that caught a case for a reason that any of us could empathize with. You know what I mean? Like, no, he's not PC, brown shirt or not. And no, he's not a gang member. And no, he's not active. And yes, he's still a stand-up dude that is taking his medicine for doing what he thought was right. And I can't blame him. And most of the world is not caught up in this small-minded, institutionalized, petty bullshit. And half the people commenting ain't even been in the places where you would get institutionalized to begin with. That's what kills me. Is you got dudes that are so passionate about PC and active and this and that, and you ain't never been shit in that world, which is okay. I'm not saying it as a put down. God damn. It's, let it go. It's, or don't pick it up. Even better. Don't pick it up. It's, you find yourself in a situation where you have no choice but to live that life. And ask anybody that's really living it. It ain't fun. But hey, I'm gonna let you guys go because I need to go walk up to the apartment, man, and I'm standing in the sun, sweating like crazy. So I gotta walk up there and get ready for my daughter to pull up. I just want to do a quick little live. Check out the last video. Stay tuned. There'll be more videos tomorrow. I might even drop another one later on tonight, man, on the Cesar Hernandez situation. We'll see. Just a little mid-afternoon live. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things and figure it out. So help others move in excellence. That's what homies do. Help yourself at the same time because you're worth it. Help your community because they need you. You guys stay blessed, man. Be a blessing. I appreciate you.